In today's video, we're going to have a look at Argo blockchain. We've had some significant news that has come out over the last couple of days. Is it going to go bankrupt? Is it going to be saved? Is all my money gone? Or will this be the ultimate comeback of all time? What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you're all well. Apologies if I sound a bit funny. I've been really sick as a dog the last few days, so I'm only getting back to trying to catch up on everything. And typical when you're trying to look for a few days respite, all sorts of news has been breaking on Argo, the Fed meeting. All our stocks seem to be doing really well. We had a Premier African Minerals Q&A and all this. But anyone that watched the video on Sunday that I did on Saturday, I put in the talk about the rumbles that there was potentially going bankrupt. I did say about the accidental plans of bankruptcy, and that's what halted the shares, and we talked about that in Sunday's video. So it's really what has happened since then. That news obviously shook a lot of people, and I got bombarded with messages, Discord, Telegram, YouTube, whatever, people just saying, you know, can you do a video? Can you give us an update? Actually, underneath the post, I find this quite funny. Argo CEO Peter Wall claims Bitcoin is gold 2.0 and will become a hedge against inflation. When you see things like that, it starts to make you go, God, that guy really didn't have a clue what he was talking about. Now, to be fair, I bought into everything Argo blockchain was about, and I've been getting stick over the last couple of months, really, since this all went pear-shaped. Surprisingly, it's a lot of people actually getting annoyed at me for slating Argo blockchain. I think I've been trying to be as fair and as balanced as I can. I know I was led down the garden path with everybody else on this dream. I have a lot of sympathy, while I feel that management has been poor, and Peter Wall has, as the times went on, a bit more due diligence into it in terms of the outcome where we find ourselves now, the payments for the Helios side, and you look into all these things and you go, they probably should have had a bit more of a contingency plan, a bit of risk management. What happens if? And that's what I'm always about on this channel. I'm always worst case scenario, like thinking of all the scenarios, trying to create balance as always. Even I didn't foresee some of the issues that Bitcoin could have. I don't think anybody could, let's be honest. FTX, that fiasco, the scrutiny that Bitcoin has always been under, but right now it is incredibly bad. It really, really is. The issues with energy and how that affects Bitcoin. So there's loads of things that have fundamentally hurt Bitcoin, and then that's had a rub off obviously on Argo blockchain. There has been maybe a couple of red flags, and I've done a lot of soul searching, done a lot of reflection. When he did the video with me, Kevin, I should have stood away. I should have. My instinct was telling me. I did say it at the time that it's a bit of a, feels like a bit of a pump. Anything me Kevin does, I don't trust, and I should have learned better. I should have been better, and on reflection, I should have managed my risks. While not buying over the last year has proven to probably be quite a shrewd move, thankfully, it wasn't a great move either, because I should have probably looked at it a year ago and went, when I'm selling everything else, I probably should have sold Argo blockchain. But hey ho, I am where I am. Currently about 96% down on my position. I'm laughing because if your majority is like me, I stopped buying a year ago. A lot of this pain that you're feeling, it happened 6 months ago. It really hasn't made much of a difference, all this fiasco. So it's kind of grim, because I always believed up until all this that I was going to potentially be able to double down and ride it back. But the bear market still continues. I don't believe that will be till maybe Q1, end of Q1, Q2 of next year before we actually bottom. I think we're going to rally over the next month or so, but I think ultimately there's one hell of a crash to come. So I'm navigating. We're all in the Discord. We all know what's coming here. So yeah, I wasn't prepared to be buying the dip on Argo blockchain, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be, because we have further news that has since come out, and we'll be talking about bankruptcy, Chapter 11, what all this means. But let's look at the hard, cold facts rather than all the rumors. They had tweeted this then: Argo blockchain, global leader, global leader, right? The company is at risk of having insufficient cash to support ongoing business operations within the next month. The company is in an advanced negotiation with a third party to sell certain assets and engage in the equipment, finance and transactions that the company believes will strengthen its balance sheet and improve its liquidity. The company is hopeful that it will be able to consummate the transaction outside of voluntary Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing in the United States. Although there is no assurance that the company can avoid such a filing, the company is engaged with legal attorneys, financial advisors to assist the company in analysing strategic options. So look, really what I'm taking from all of this, and you can go on and read this here, really what I'm taking from all this, the company it's pretty much on its knees. I feel that I've spoke to people that work in Argo blockchain, and they're still saying they're hopeful and they're still employed. That's a good sign. But listen, we know what bankruptcies do. The lights are on right until it's bankrupt. It doesn't just start phasing out. It's just lights on, bankrupt. God knows what's going on. There's a lot of selling today, which would tell me, to be honest, and I've said this in my Discord, I've told everybody today, you know, I would consider selling if there's anything left to sell. You know what I did, and again, I got a lot of scrutiny because people just read my thumbnail. Guys, I create thumbnails with drama. Every news outlet, media outlet, anything at all, clickbait, if you want to call it that, that's what you do. You don't, you know, a title has to be eye-catching. It has to be kind of, oh, what's happening here? That's the idea behind doing thumbnails. I've learned this over the last couple of years. YouTube is all about catching people's eyes. There's a thing you can click on called click-through rate. It tells you what's engaging. The only way I can attract anyone to my YouTube channel is by a little picture and a title. That's all I've got, guys. So if I don't do something that's clickbait, if I just literally list what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do well on YouTube. And there's no point in me doing this if I'm not trying to grow it and get better. So forgive the clickbait titles. I hate them too, but that is the game. Every news outlet, every newspaper uses some sort of title to try and draw you in. That's what they do. That's the way the big players play. That's the way of life. So I'm trying to follow suit. But my video, if you had to watch that, instead of leaving your comments slobbering saying, I've sold out, and why are you still doing bearish videos, you've sold, get out sort of thing. I've not sold. I'm still there. I'm not going to sell. I'm in it from the start. I'm going to be in it till the end. That's not the game that I signed up to. Fundamentally, yes, things have changed. Would I have sold if I was only 10% down? Hell yeah, I'd be long gone. But that's not the case. I'm 94% down, and whatever money I had in is practically all gone now. So why sell? I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to sell for a few for pittance. And I've said this: if anyone is in with significant coin, get out. Just move on. It's not worth the risk. It was always a high risk, high reward play, in my opinion. It's all risk now. What is the high reward? They somehow survive. They sell every freaking asset they have. The company that we bought into over 2 years ago, what we're all excited about, is no longer looking the same as what it did. So why would you want to be invested in that? There is other miners in crypto, and in my opinion, I would avoid all miners. I would avoid all sort of outside of the top 5 market cap coins. I would avoid everything. And personally speaking, I would just be investing in the best in class, which is just Bitcoin directly. What broker you use, that's another story, but that is where I would be focusing my money. The landscape has changed so much over this bear market, this past trailing 12 months, that you can pick up anything. Back then, you were looking for more risk, you were looking for more reward. All valuations were overpriced. You were looking at things like Argo and maybe different coins thinking, oh, it's going to pump, or Shiba, it's going to go to the moon. I get that. I was a part of that. I like that too. Bear markets are different. Best stocks are going value. You don't need to be playing about with enough risk. There's enough money now to be made buying the best in class, things that will not fail. And that's what happens. Investing changes, stories change. Don't be afraid to change with the time. Really, at this stage, no one knows what's going to happen. It would be nice if our leader, Peter Wall, stood up, but he's not. He's carted away. And that's another fundamental thing that I, personally speaking, I've really gone off the company. And I'm not being bearish. I'm not trying to be... Things change. And I think the true light has been shone here. And the true light is on Peter Wall, and where is he? Why is he not coming out saying, look, we're doing all we can, difficult times? You know, I don't necessarily want him out playing the violin all the time, but I would like him personally to come out and go, look guys, this is really unfortunate. You know, give us a bit of your soul, give us a bit of your heart. Were you in this as a con man, or were you in this as a man that's out of his depth? Tell us that story, because that's what I'm hoping is the case. We're all making our own assumptions. Come out, be a man, say this is what's happened, hold your hands up. Say that you made a balls up when you said about, oh, we've got a deal, and then the share price tanked and then you didn't get the deal. Hold your hands up, be a man, and just say, I'm effed up here. I'm really, really sorry, but we are trying our best to survive this. We've got to get a bit of positivity going. I'm not getting that. I personally think it is a bit of, we've got our eye wiped here. Difficult circumstances aside, which I fully appreciate. They over leveraged. It's, you know, we've seen so many stocks that have over leveraged, that are good companies, good stocks, that have just over leveraged and got caught out. That's unfortunate. I get that, but it doesn't change the fact that they could have done better. They are in a terrible place, and there looks to be no real leadership at all. I don't know if this is the end of Argo blockchain. I really hope it's not. I would love to be the greatest comeback story of all time, but my opinion on Argo blockchain over the last 2 months, the management of all this, it has fundamentally changed. But I am in it, and I'm not going to sell, because it's pittance. That's purely the only reason I'm not selling. It is because it's pittance. I fell out of love with Argo blockchain. I've not given it much time, and I think that'll be the case. But I will keep covering Argo blockchain because we're in it to the death, and I would, one way or another, like to close out the chapter. Hopefully it is for the better, but I will come back with more videos on Argo blockchain. So please like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. If you're interested in getting into the Discord and getting all the sort of the feedback, everyone's talking about it. My own personal voice notes when I drop them, hopefully not sounding like Barry White. You'll get all that in the Discord. It's $3.99 a month, or better yet, learn to trade, learn to protect yourself, because if we look at TradingView and the markets are rallying as expected, as I said in the video, really do expect the markets to rally here. And you get all that in the Discord as well. But let's have a look at ARB, ticker symbol. And you can see here, this is what I was talking about. Huge sell-off. That sums up the story really, guys. I wouldn't be trading. I just wouldn't even be looking at it. I just don't even see the point. Highly risky if you're investing in Argo blockchain. Say what you want and be bearish. Christ on me. I mean, who's being bullish on Argo blockchain right now? Tell me that, because if someone is, I would love to have a debate with them to be like, well, what the hell are you being bullish about? Don't be giving dogs abuse for your mistakes if you've bought into Argo blockchain and you're annoyed. We're all hurting. It's just the nature of the beast. It's investing in high risk. Hopefully you've learned a lesson. I do think I've learned a lesson. I suppose when I did this a year ago, I didn't think, could they go bankrupt? It was more of a case of, I will just always let it fall and average down. That plan was fine, bar the fact that, oh, they could go bankrupt. FTX are going to corrupt and ruin the whole crypto scene. You know, there was things there that maybe I could have went, but that's on me. That is what it is. And I think for the next bear market, I'm going to be ready. And unfortunately, bear markets come and go and companies get wiped out. That is just cycles. That's all part of it. And here, if Argo blockchain is the only one out of my long holes that are the high risk ones that go bust, I would be very, very happy with that, because you know, it's tough times out there for a lot of companies. Appreciate it. Didn't go into too much detail reading out stuff. I assume most people have read into it all, but the summary is a leak that they're going to go bankrupt. They've changed their tune. They've said, look, we're back on. We're speaking to other partners to hopefully save the company. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Personally speaking, I would like to see a bit from Peter Wall sort of reassuring us. He's not doing that. I'm fearing the worst. The sell-off, the charts are saying the worst. Anyone that has significant money still left somehow in Argo blockchain, I would consider pulling that out. But if you're 90, 85 to 95 or whatever % down, it's not that much money. Look, there's hope. Maybe keep your money in for that. Do your own due diligence, of course. I'm leaving my money in, but I am prepared for it all to go away. If that makes no sense to people, I'm sorry, but that's just the logic of frame of mind I'm in. It's not a lot of money to me, so I'm happy enough to lose it all if that is the case. But if it comes back, it is something to tell the grandkids, and that's why I'm in it. Oh, there's my UUP. Interesting. The dollar is moving, must be going down. Stocks going up, dollar goes down. Simple as that. Let's just show you how this would work. For example, on Argo blockchain, what you would be doing here is, see when the sell symbol comes in, you'd sell and you would never buy again. You pick up 91%. It's as easy as that, isn't that great? Listen, you can learn how to trade. It's very straightforward. The links are down there below. The winter sale's on, £99. The amount of crazy feedback. If you have me on Instagram, you'll see I'm posting all the feedback. Everyone's just loving the course and the feedback and all the stuff that they're getting out of it. I really appreciate everybody that signed up, and everyone's new to the group. Welcome, and I will catch you in the next one. And again, sorry I'm sounding a bit done. I am a bit done. Please check out my video from Sunday where I'll give you an idea of when the market bottom's coming. Catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.